Codinca is, well, second generation. It started off in 2012. We self-published it, tried it at Essen, 150 copies. Cost us £2,000 to publish locally. Sold 150 copies, got £2,000 back.
Wow.
Didn't really make any money. Then we diversified into a certain game called Luchador Mexican Wrestling Dice, which has made its name and done very well over the last few years. And then we did the Clacks game there, the Terry Pratchett game. So we came back and said, now we'd like to bring Codinca back and make it a little more, you know, slicker, more polished and everything else. So we did that.
What was the main way you kind of polished it up, I guess? Was it the components or the gameplay?
Everything really. We polished up the components, we polished up the box that it comes in, a little travel box. We polished up the gameplay, and we took out the extra moves that were a little bit convoluted. We simplified that down to 3 things, so it's a much slicker, but still quirky enough that people get their head around it.
So how do you play the game?
Well, basically you have 4 different types of tiles. You have earth, wind, fire and water, and each player plays with one of these. They're double-sided, stone and gold. They have 4 target patterns each player to get, which remain hidden. You only show them as they do them. And they basically have to get their target patterns either in gold and stone, that is shown on their target pattern. So, you know, that sort of thing there is really gold and stone. Some of them could be all gold, some you don't know what your opponent has. Simply in the game you have 2 options. When you're moving your tiles, you either can switch 2 tiles, yours and a surrounding tile, or flip one over, and it's usually one anywhere on the table. The way you play that is you have 2 things, or 3 things you can do. You have switch and switch, which is your tiles with surrounding tiles. Flip and flip, one of which must be your own, so you don't have stalemates. And finally, switch and flip, so you can switch one of yours with surrounding and flip any tile on the board. The only simple rule in all of that is there's no rewind of the last move rule. So the last thing your opponent does on their turn, you cannot rewind that one thing. You can rewind the previous thing to do, but not the last thing. In addition, I suppose there's 3 spirit cards each player has. They have a block rotate, so you can rotate 4 tokens round, or tiles round, and you have a line push, which you can push 3 tiles up when 1 tile moves, and traps on the back which turn the tiles either to gold and stone in a certain pattern. So those 3 additional moves let you disguise what you're actually trying to do to your opponent.
And how's it gone down at the Expo?
Oh, it's been fantastic. We pretty much sold out yesterday. We have a few games left there. The retailers seem to love it, the gamers seem to love it. It's been really popular. It's brilliant, we're delighted.
It must be a proud moment for you when you kind of come and see the reaction from people who are playing it. It must be great.
Yeah, I mean we've had like really big distributors, people making nice comments about it, but for us really it's down to the gamers, it's the people who are coming here. The UK Games Expo are actually saying really like this, and you know, I like it, my kid likes it, and even yesterday we had a competition and a kid won the competition and got his prize from Sam from the Dice Tower Network. So yeah, it was pretty special when that happens.